Welcome again to the channel. If you're new here, hello, I'm Starry. I'm a Scottish streamer who likes to do a lot of tips here on Mix It Up Bot. So today we're going to go over a new thing that I have looked into, and that is a counter for your stream. Now, the counter for your stream can go for things like a death counter, a wins counter. It can literally be anything that you want at all. So first of all, we're going to obviously head over to Mix It Up Bot itself. If you don't have Mix It Up Bot, you can download that. If you just check on Google, download Mix It Up Bot. But this is a really handy command. Like I said, there is two parts to this, by the way. So the first part is going to be what happens over in Mix It Up Bot. The next part of it I'm going to do about how you add it into your overlay on OBS. So you're going to start first of all by going over here to your community commands, and you're going to search for counter. Now I've already got this up on the screen and I will post it in the comments below and how you can download this. So this makes this a lot easier in the series here for you to be able to go ahead and add this into your Mix It Up commands. So once you get and find the one that you're looking for, so you're looking for the one that says counter, it says Twitch counter command in the little image here, and it is by myself, Starry Eyes 89. It is going to have all the information and things that you're going to get for your counter to work. I've also got information below here for anyone in Mix It Up Bot who's came over from saying this command to the YouTube. Keep an eye on the video for more information as we go along. So once you've downloaded it, I'm just going to open the next page because this is what it's going to come up with when you have downloaded this. So this is what it's going to come up here is with counter. I'm just going to make this full screen to make it a lot easier for you all. So in the name, this is where you can start to change things here for yourself. Remember, this is fully customizable. I'm just going to tell you that certain things that you are going to have to keep in here to enable it to work for your stream. Like I said, you can make a counter for anything you want it to be. You could do it for burps and stuff like that as well. Like, it is anything. There's so many things that you can add a counter for. I think it's also a fun way just to interact with your community and stream. So like I said, we're going to go start up at the top here. So we have, mine just says counter, but you can change this. It's just for what it is in your command section over in your Mix It Up Bot. In your command section, just your regular commands, not the community commands, just regular command section. So this is where you rename it, so you know what it is. You go, right, that's a counter for that. So where you can kind of customize it, like say if you wanted to change it to something else at a later date, then you can do that over here. The next thing I have here is, this is where the certain things you will have to remember to keep in here. So for mine it is counter plus. You will need to keep the plus sign in here, but again, this can be changed. The counter part can be changed to anything else. Just remember, whatever you put here has to match up with the things that we will go through in the next couple of sections through the command. I also have the auto include here. None of the other two things here are on. Wildcards aren't on and unlock command isn't on. You can also personalise if you want to go into a certain group up the top here as well. Now, usage requirement. Now, say if you feel that a lot of people are going to spam this, it may be a best suggestion here in your user roles to go into you can go into advanced, you can go into select certain users that can use it, but a simplified version, you're going to do, like say Twitch, and you're going to select moderator, because if you select moderator itself, it's obviously going to have the streamer being able to do it too, but you can fully customize this to your own preference if you don't mind people constantly spamming the command. Again, like you've got followers, regular, subscriber, moderator, streamer. If you just want to do it yourself, you can just add it in as yourself too. But probably your best option would be as moderator, so then you know it wouldn't get spammed too much. You could maybe, you know, assign a certain moderator for any time this happens to pop it into chat for the counter to go up. Another thing here, you can add a cooldown if need be. It just comes standard here with 0 seconds, but you can adjust this fully customizable to yourself if you want a cooldown and how often that this command can be triggered into your chats. Nothing else I have in these sections here. This is when it starts to get a little bit more complicated, but I promise I will try my best to go over things with you. Now, as I said, if you've downloaded this from Mix It Up Bot itself, you're going to have all these sections you see here. Okay, now this is going to be a longer video, so I do apologise in advance, and I do thank you all for sticking around whilst we work this out together and help you get that counter onto your stream. So the first section here we have is your conditional and mod check. This is just for your user roles. Nothing in here you really have to change. I'm being honest, you do not have to change anything in here, because I got certain sections from this from someone else's help video, so I've just kept these things as they are. This should be in your download for the command itself. As I said, we're going to go back to this wee bit, the usage requirements, where you can personalise who you want to use the command. But you can have a wee look through this yourself. If you do have any questions, please pop it in the comments. But as I said, I just tend to keep it as is. There shouldn't be anything you need to change in your conditional mod check. Now, the next bit I have here, I've left this as easy as possible here for you all because you can personalise this here, what you want to write in. The only thing I need you to keep in here is the $ death counter. That is where your number in your chat is going to come up. You have an option if you have like a chat bot, it will come up with a chat bot, but I personally send it as the streamer. But the chat message itself here says, streamer has done, insert your title here, $ death counter times. Now this is fully, as I said, fully customizable. Everything in here is going to pretty much be fully customizable to your stream and what your setup is, what your vibe is, etc. like that. This is just to make sure that it comes up in chat with the correct thing. Do you know what I'm talking about? So that's going to be your chat message section of this here. Now are you ready for the technical things, everybody? The next thing we have is file, read and write. Now, I'm going to explain something to you first before we go over this, because this is obviously my own personal documents here. However, now, here we go. This is where we go. As I said, this could be long because I'm like trying to explain it, but also pause at the same time to make sure you're fully understanding what I'm saying and helping you in doing this command here. So, you're going to minimize your Mix It Up bot just now, and you're going to go and open yourself a text file. And you're going to open the text file and it's going to be super simple. Now I'm going to do it just now just to make it a lot easier for you all, just to give you a wee example. So text, but really it's a notepad, okay? So you're going to open a notepad and you're just going to type the number 0. Then you're going to do file, save as, save it as whatever you want it to be. Just make sure you know where that is and what the name of it is. So I'm just going to call it 123 and I'm going to save that into my desktop just now. It doesn't want to save. See, we do this as we do this as a learning thing here together. Do you know what I mean? Let me close it this way and try and save it. Save as text file. It took me a couple of tries. See, I'm going to keep in the blippers and stuff like that here as well, because you know it isn't just as straightforward as it may seem. You know, some videos you'll see it has to be to perfection and things like that, but here no, not at all. We're going to show it as is. So Fonty font, let's call it Fonty font. Let's try that. Let's save. It doesn't want to save that either. Okay. So I'm going to try again. Desktop. Where are we? You're going to see all my games here and stuff like that too. It doesn't want to save. Let's try and put in my stream stuff. Open, save. See, it doesn't want to save just now. I'm trying to remember. Save as. Let's try and take the text thing away and just call it font save. Right, okay, that worked. See, I did promise you'd keep it in. Font is what it's called, with all the TTTs. Now, just remember where you've put it on your computer. Now we're going to get to the next section. So you can close right out of that just now, but just remember it has to be 0 you type in here. You can fully customise this to what font you want it in, what size you want the font in. All this is somewhere for you to be able to, if you want to reset your counter at any time, you can change it back to 0. However, this will just keep adding up and up and up and up and up. So let me close out of that just now. Okay, so we're coming back over here to Mix It Up bot. So you're going to go into the file path section first. You're going to browse on your PC to find that font you just made. So once you add that into here, you are going to select action as remove a specific line from file. Once you've done that, we're going to head down to the third section here and you're going to put in line as a number 1. Now this again where it comes to what you name your counter as. So it would be current counter, current win, current death. You get what I'm talking about? It just has to have current and whatever you name your thing as here. next is another fun part. We have our special identifier, so make sure in the previous bits you don't add a special identifier yourself. The only special identifier we'll be adding is that one I said in chat messages, the $ death counter. So let me minimize this so we're not confusing anything here. So the next bit, so again, because mine is called counter, mine is counter up, but again yours would be like win up, death up, blah 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 up, burp up, cough up, drink up. Yeah, you get what I'm talking about? Aye, that's what we're getting at here. So that's what the special identifier name is here. So you don't add any special identifiers in this section. It's just counter or insert what you put up. This is where you have to add your identifier, and it is here. So $, current, what your name is of the thing, which mine is counter, then space, plus, and then 1. Don't make the globally thing usable, but it is a math expression. If you don't turn this on, it is not going to count it because it is numbers. It is numbers. Numbers are what you need, obviously, to do this. Also, thank you again for sticking around during this video. I know it's taking a bit longer, but because I was messing up with the text file and stuff like that. But I promise it's going to be worth it in the end, okay? It's going to be totally worth it. So we've done that section. Next, you're going to go into your file read and write again. So remember that text file that you made before? You're once again going to browse in your computer to find it and add it in here. Now this is where a certain thing you have to do before it says insert in file at specific line. I'm going to explain it to you. So just select for now read from file first. This is to be able to add the file in, because if you do this first, it's not going to let you put your file in, or it's going to make you open or save something else, okay? So you're going to browse. You're going to select the same file, you're going to read it from the file, and then once you have that section there, then you're going to find the action of insert in file at specific line. Then we come down to the third section once again, and it's going to be line is number 1, $, counter up, but once again I'll kindly remind you it could be death up, wins up, it just has to have the $, the word that you use, and up in it. Now here's where the other fun thing happens. We get to the last section of the mix up section of this tutorial. So another action that we have here is the counter, create and update. So I have in here save to file toggled on. Now counter name should automatically, because you've downloaded from here, is death counter. Okay, so don't change anything else in this. The only things you want to make sure it says here is action, update, and 1. Now you can obviously add more if you wanted to, like say if you already had a counter you were using from something previous, you're just moving it over to MixUpBot, you can add that in here. But see, if you made it 0, it would literally say nothing at all in your chat. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go across to my Twitch chat on MixUp just to show you what it actually does. So you're going to see once again the command for a wee second till I get back to my Twitch chat. Okay, so how you're going to add this as a command. So like I said, exclamation point, because you know that's how most of the commands start off, and it's going to be, make sure it's case sensitive. I forgot to turn my caps lock off, sorry. That's exclamation point counter and plus. And as you can see, I've been playing about with it today, so you can see this. Shamer has insert your title here 5 times. Now see the 5, that's the $ death counter special identifier that does that. I'm just going to do it one more time just to show you that it does work. As long as you follow the steps, it will definitely work for you. You can see the numbers went up again. Alright, we're going to go on to the next section, which is going to be over in OBS. Thank you for sticking around. We are here now over on OBS for the next section of your counter and how to enable it onto your OBS overlay. So what you're going to do, I've just opened a new source here just to be able to show you, so you don't see the millions of things that I've got on my live scene, but you're going to make sure it's going to be on the live scene or screen that you're going to be using for where this counter is going to be on your screen. So what you're going to do first is go down into your sources and add source and add a group. We're just going to call this the counter group. Okay, So, and then we'll just save that. Now, once again, you're going to right click onto the counter group. You're going to go to add, and then you're going to look for the text GDI plus. You're going to be adding 2 of these, so let's just do one at a time. So we're going to name the first one, or you can name it whatever you want it to be, but I personally prefer it to be 2 separate ones, one for the text and one for the number. So we're going to call it counter text. Okay, so that's counter text. Now, you can probably now see this has popped up on my screen. I really hope so. We'll find out in the video, won't we? So this again is where you're going to get down to the nitty-gritty and what you want the font to be, what the size of the font, what the colour of font you want it to be. Now, I'm just going to go with my own personal preference here, and I'm going to select my Waltograph. Okay, this is my Disney writing. This is where, again, you select the size of it as well. Let's go with 72. Okay, so just press OK. So we want this, and in the text here, so don't read from file just now, you are going to need this for the next section, I promise I'm not trying to jump back ahead of things and stuff, but yes. So in here, we're going to call it counter, and then we add the, oh, excuse the hashtag, see, I told you I'll keep the flippers in, and the B, I call it a double dot, I know it's not its proper name, but we add the double dot on your keyboard, okay? Here again, you can select the colour that you want it to be. You can personalise a lot of things in here. I'm just going to go with the colour white, and we're just going to go OK. Right? So you can see this is now popped up over my screen here. I'm going to adjust it so we can show. You can adjust the size of the counter thing here. It's just to show you that the counter is up on the screen. Okay, we're gonna fix it all together to show you how everything integrates with Mix It Up Bot and the file, and it on your overlay at the same time. So we've done our counter text. Right, let me pull that down here because it didn't go into the file. Okay, so once again, you're going to right click again, add text GDI plus. This time we're going to call it counter number. I promise I can spell properly sometimes as well. So we're going to call that counter number. Okie dokie. We're going to press OK. However, this time, you are going to once again select the font you want. Okay, we're going to still go with the same one. We're going to go with the Waltograph. We're going to press OK. However, this time we are going to select Read From File. And now this is where you're going to browse through your computer to find the file that you're looking for. So we are going to go with the one I made a hope it's somewhere. It should be on the desktop. Fonty font. Did we call it Fonty font? Oh, no, we called it font. Okay, so then we are going to open the font file. I hope you're getting a good laugh out of this as well, by the way. Okay, so we selected that. Again, select the colour and everything like that too. You can personalise everything else here, and we're going to press OK. Now, you can see it's probably up in this tiny little corner here. I'm going to make it bigger just to show you. You obviously want to try and make them this possibly the same size for your counter. Now, this is going to be a random part of my screen just now, just for you to be able to see it in action. Me moving it about, see? Well, we do keep in all the stuff that we do at the same time. Like, that's fucking massive though. Okay. Right, there. Right, we're just going to put the 0 there, okay? Now I'm going to lock this all into place so that it doesn't move about, okay? So, you can see we have, on the overlay, we have counter. We have the number as well. What? Do you want to lock? Okay, so now this is where the fun bit starts. Are you ready to see it in action and how it actually goes into your overlay as well? Exclamation point counter plus. It will update in a second. It might update in a second. I think it's still at 0 just now. I promise it will work. Excuse me. Bear with me. Who's all ready for the reason why it wasn't working? Because I was going off of what I have on my other scene, so I've actually added the correct text file in. That's why the counter wasn't going up. So let's try that again and show you this working on the screen. If you followed all the previous steps, it is going to work properly. So exclamation point counter in chat plus And you ready? It is going to change on the screen any second now. It says 0. There we go. It says 0 in that. I don't know why it does this. It puts a 0 as your first time. But maybe do that one first before you go live with this yourself. But you can see the counters went up in the stream. I'm going to do it one more time just to show you that it will go on your overlay here. I know it looks a bit all over the place. It's just for you to be able to see this yourselves. Counter plus, the number will just keep going up every time. You can choose to reset that and mix it up, but now I know there's been a lot of technical problems and me confusing myself and selecting the wrong files, but you know what, we all have these problems when we're trying to do tutorials or trying to add new things to our stream. However, I do hope everything has helped you today within this tutorial of how to add a counter and overlay to your OBS. If you have any more questions in regards to this, please feel free to pop them in the comments below. I will be posting that link how to download it on your Mix It Up bot community command, so it links you straight to the files that we did earlier in the tutorial. But thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for watching this all the way through, and please stay tuned for more future Mix It Up tips from me. Have a great day now. Bye!